Greetings my dear Filipino friends. Well, that's it, the New Year holidays are over. We celebrated the New Year. And today I don't remember whether the 5th or the 4th number. To be honest, I don't remember, I need to look. But today now I want to tell you about this. And so when I woke up on the 1st of January after the New Year, I was like usual. Well, not quite as usual. I woke up on the 1st of January. I woke up with a square head and not a round one, all because of too much champagne. But as usual, I made a cup of coffee and turned on the news. You know I watch the news of the Philippines all the time. I'm interested. What's going on? Well, I watch the news of the Philippines and the news of my country, of course. And you know I noticed one such interesting feature. Just an observation. People are basically the same everywhere. The only difference is in the climate and in the conditions of this climate. Well, let's go. What I saw on the Philippine news. Let's start with this. In the Philippines, the news was basically all the ones I saw about fireworks. About injuries from fireworks, about burns from fireworks, about fires from fireworks. When people set off fireworks themselves, there were either low quality fireworks, like homemade fireworks, or was it? People were simply violating safety regulations. But in my country, there are not really that many such cases. But they still exist. The thing is that it's winter here. As you can see, people wear warm clothes. Here is a thick and dense one, in several layers. And therefore people who use fireworks do not get injuries and especially burns from them because of thick clothing. More precisely, very rarely. There may be a face, hands, etc., but very rarely such. Of course they exist, but there are few of them. Unlike the Philippines. How I see how the Philippines celebrate New Year in such a hot, summer, tropical country. And people usually celebrate New Year, right, set off fireworks. They are dressed in t-shirts, shorts, skirts. And that's why there are a lot of injuries and burns there. There are a lot of legs, arms and heads and all that stuff. Well, in general. Something like that. But in fact here in Russia there is a slightly different problem. The matter is in the climate. Let's move on to my country. I try to explain. When you watch the news on January 1st after the New Year, you see that many people end up in hospitals or seek medical attention when they get frostbite or hypothermia. As a rule, those who party on New Year's Eve and drink. And when someone is already drunk and returns home alone, very drunk and he just fell asleep somewhere in a snowdrift before reaching home. And so, they get frostbite. In fact, it's not that often in the city, because there are a lot of people walking around in the city. Someone will see him, help, maybe call an ambulance. But in the villages, right, somewhere in the countryside, there are such cases. More, because fewer people live there and people often walk from village to village on New Year's Eve, and not only, people walk drunk on foot. And all that stuff, and there's more of that and it happens. Frostbite is actually a very serious thing. And you know, if you fall asleep in a snowdrift in severe frost, even for an hour, you can get frostbite of the extremities. And frostbite of the extremities leads to gangrene. And gangrene probably, as you know, leads to amputation. This is approximately the kind of news I saw in the Philippines and in my country. The 1st of January. And in fact, as I already said, that people are the same everywhere and the difference is only in the climate conditions. I think so. And as we see, in both cases, the human factor is to blame. Such carelessness. Well, New Year. It's always like this, right? And after New Year there are always such consequences. So, always be careful. Watch your safety, especially when drunk. Don't be careless and frivolous. Always follow safety precautions. With the launching of fireworks And I wanted to add, never sleep drunk in snowdrifts, right? But I still think that this advice is not for the Philippines. Because when I was in the Philippines, I didn't see any snowdrifts there. And I myself will soon go to the Philippines, probably in about 10 days or so. I don't think I'll see any snowdrifts. Well, at least I definitely won't see them for a few months. So friends, subscribe. It will be fun soon. I will not get tired of telling you about it, right? And bye all. Bye bye.